5 years have passed since I bought the Core Fitness adjustable dumbbells, and they are still my #1 piece of recommended home workout equipment. Let's take a look at the reasons why. If you didn't know, the Core Fitness adjustable dumbbells are just that. They are a set of dumbbells that can range from 5 all the way to 50 pounds by just turning the handle left or right. Turning them in either direction will raise or lower the weight in increments of 5 pounds. These dumbbells also keep their shape, meaning that if you add or reduce weight, the size of the ends of the dumbbell also get bigger or smaller, so you don't have any of those long end pieces that can dig into your legs or get in the way when doing certain exercises. So as I mentioned, I bought these dumbbells 5 years ago, and at that time, the dumbbells were $325 from Dick's Sporting Goods. Now they've actually become more expensive with the whole lockdown and everything, so they're around $400 on both Amazon and the Core Fitness website. But for my purchase, here is what it came with. First off, you get 16 5-pound plates. You also get 4 2.5-pound plates, 2 handles that are 5 pounds each, and a cradle that all the plates and the handle go into. Note, all plates and handles must be in the cradle in order to actually change the weights. As soon as you take it out, it's locked in and you can no longer change the weights until you put it all back into the cradle. Now I wanted to see how long it takes me to actually set up everything when it's not put together. So I took out all the plates, the handles, and everything to see how long it took me to put in the cradle. I did a test and it took me just about 1 minute and 10 seconds in order to get all of the plates and handles into the cradle for both. And of course, what is the accuracy of the weights and the plates themselves? So I actually weighed all my plates and everything, and here is how it broke down. For the 16 5-pound plates, after weighing all of them, I came out with an average of 4.94 pounds. Now note, my weight scale, which is the Renfo scale, does go up in increments of 0.2 pounds. So it won't have something like 4.5. You'd always have a 0.6 or 0.8. So just know that going into these measurements. For the 4 2.5-pound plates, these actually all came out to 2.5 pounds. I did use a different scale in order to get the 0.5. It's actually my food scale, so I was able to use that in order to get that reading. And the 2 handles come out to exactly 5 pounds each. Now, when you add them all up, the max you should be able to get is 100 pounds if you add both 50-pound dumbbells together, and I got 99 pounds. So we're off by only 1 pound, which I think is still very, very close and very good overall. So I think this is a good margin of error. It's up to you to decide whether or not that's good for you. But for my set, it came out to exactly 99 pounds when all weighed out. And with that, how do I actually use them in my home workouts? So if you didn't know, I actually have a full body home workout training over at GamerBody.com. So if you want to, you can go ahead and check it out there. But that's mainly what I do. I use it in my home workouts, doing full body, even upper lower splits here and there when I want to. But just know I do normally do a full body, and I can do things like chest or bench presses, squats, Romanian deadlifts, overhead press, bicep curl, tricep extensions, skull crushers, so many different exercises I can do with this. Actually, the real big drawback to dumbbells is that they don't have great overhead pulling movements, but you could get away with something like a high pull and then also doing a lower pull movement in your workout. But just know that's the only thing you might need to substitute in, where I could use something like the cross grips in order to get that overhead pulling movement instead. But every other exercise I really need can be done with just dumbbells alone. And another great item to pair this with would be an adjustable bench. And I personally have my favorite Flybird bench as of shooting this video. So if you want to, I'll put a review in the description that you can go out and check it out if you're interested in adding a bench to your home workouts. And now to move on to my favorite part of these reviews, and that is the pros and cons list after using this for 5 years, starting with the pros. So my first pro has to go to the durability of this product. It has now been 5 years and they've never broken down. I've never had to reach out to support to fix anything. So overall, this is probably one of the best buys I have ever had, if not the best I've ever had for my home workouts. And again, they are my #1 piece of home workout equipment that I recommend to all of my friends or anyone that asks what I should start out with. So just know I really, really like this product, especially since I've had it for 5 years and never swapped them out with anything else. Next up, these dumbbells are extremely simple to change the weights. By using just the handle to go left and right, this is pretty amazing. Now, these are one of the first to have this setup. There are some newer models that do the same thing, but just being able to change the handle left and right, and then also making the dumbbells larger or smaller depending on the weight, have really added a ton of value in my home workouts. My next pro is that they take up very little space. So the cradles themselves are very small, and you place all the dumbbells in those cradles. And what I do during storage is I actually just slide them in between my Liber Fitness equalizers that are just in my closet. So again, very, very minimal in terms of taking up space in your room. Now they do have a stand you can buy and put the cradles into. This does take up a bit more room if you have it, but for me, I don't have that at this time, maybe in the future. But for now, I just place them in the closet on my floor between my dip bar station. And lastly, on their website, it does say that you get a 2-year warranty. So you could buy these and have a warranty for those 2 years in case something happens. I did read reviews on Amazon that some of these were defective for those people, but I guess I got really, really lucky in that I've never had to replace anything on this product in 5 years. And with that, we're now going to move on to the cons list. My first con is that if you're going to use all 50 pounds at once, sometimes the cradle won't release from the dumbbells and you'll actually pick up the cradle with it. Simply putting your foot or a toe on it will knock it right off. It's not like it's hard. You don't have to press very hard at all to keep it from being picked up with you. But just know if you do have all the plates, or at least for me, when I lift it up with all of them, it will also pick the cradle up with it. The next con is that if you are someone who likes to move their weights around really quickly, so maybe you're like pressing overhead really fast, they do rattle a little bit and could be rather noisy. So if someone's sleeping, maybe right next door, you might want to avoid that being so rattly and waking them up. But for me, I don't work out that close to where my wife sleeps, so I don't really have this problem, but just know it can rattle a bit if you are next to someone, maybe trying to sleep, study, do anything else while you're working out. My third con is that if you are someone who sweats a lot during their workouts, so maybe you're, again, jumping around, getting really sweaty, putting a lot of effort in over a period of time, the handles can get rather slippery when wet. So just know that they are more of a plastic feeling handle. They're not like one of those neural handles where you have kind of the grip on them. They're much more of a plastic feeling. They have a little ergonomic shape to them, but just know it can make them actually pretty slippery. So if you're someone who's sweating a lot, you might want to stay away from these because it might just be hard to hold onto those heavier weights. I've personally never actually had that problem, but I just know they can get a little bit slippery when wet. My second to last con in this list is dropping the dumbbells. Do not drop them on the floor. I wouldn't even drop them on like a rug or even a padded floor for that matter, unless it's like a very thick foam padded surface. The reason being is that these would probably break, or the device inside that helps you select the weights would probably not work properly after a few times that you drop them. So I highly, highly recommend that you simply place them back on the floor or in the cradle when you're done with them. Do not be someone who is just dropping them from standing height. And my last con, and this is kind of just an enhancement for Core Fitness, is I would really like them to make an upgraded version of this that goes from something like 80 to 100 pounds. The Dumbbells, which are ones I'm highly interested in and looking into, they are a bit on the more expensive side, but these ones go up to 80 pounds, and I think that would be pretty good for some of the exercises I personally do in my home workout training. So if they can go up to that 80 or even better, 100 pounds with a similar setup to these, I'd really look forward to buying that type of product as well, as long as it was in a good price range. So what are my final thoughts after using the Core Fitness Home Dumbbells for the past 5 years? First off, I am a huge fan, not of really their other products, but of these dumbbells. These are, in my opinion, the best 50-pound dumbbells you can buy on the market today. Coming in at $400, I would definitely buy them for that price. If these did break and I couldn't do some kind of warranty or swap out, I would right away buy these for $400. No questions asked. That's just me after using it for that 5-year period. However, with the Dumbbells kind of jumping on the market and being almost the exact same product really and going to 80 pounds, this is some competition that Core Fitness is going to have to look out for. That's why I like them to make an upgraded version, and I am again looking at Dumbbells to see if maybe they're a better option than the Core Fitness dumbbells. They are more pricey, but they have the upgrade I'm looking for. So come on, Core Fitness, and get an upgrade out there already. Now, if you are someone who follows my workout trainings over at GamerBody.com, you will notice that I do a lot of HIIT or HIT, high intensity training principles within my workout. So for right now, what I've been doing is about a 6-second rep or 3 eccentric and 3 concentric second reps. So that is something I've been using a lot with these dumbbells, as it works very, very well. I'm not throwing them around. Everything's under control. And each set, or the ones that I do really till failure, last about 30 to 90 seconds of time under load. So these work, again, extremely well for that style of training, especially when it only goes to 50 pounds. You're going to die in most exercises well before you make it to that 90-second limit I have before raising the weight. And as always, it doesn't get simpler than these dumbbells, because you just change the handle left and right to move up and down the weight 5 pounds. You can change the weights in just seconds and then move on to the next exercise. So my workouts are nice, snappy, short, and I get everything done very quickly a few times a week. And even coming in at $400, I would buy them in a heartbeat again. I use resistance bands, other body weight style things, but these still take the cake as my favorite item to use, and they're just so easy to pick up and use at any time for my home workouts. I really can't recommend them highly enough. And with that, if you'd like to see a full body workout I've designed, feel free to click on the link on screen or in the description below and check out GamerBody.com, where I put together other full body programs using the dumbbells in this video. But with that, that is the end. So remember to be fit and game on.